I'm Paul.
I'm Aramis.
For me, high school wasn't. It certainly wasn't awesome. I definitely hated it. It was probably the worst 4 years of my life. But I wasn't actually out. But because I knew what I was or who I was, and I felt like other people were always thinking that too, um, I had a lot of internalized hate. And so, in my way, I actually projected that outward. And I don't know that I was a bully, but I definitely, even if I didn't actually attack a specific people, I definitely made my opinions clear just to deflect any kind of anger at me so that people would not suspect what I knew to be true.
For me, high school, it's weird because thinking back, all I remember is the parts of high school that I liked. But there was lots of individual moments in high school that I know really sucked. I got locked in a bathroom once. People locked me in a bathroom, and I was locked in the bathroom for 3 hours because I had a gay backpack. So then my solution to that was, of course, I had to get a different backpack that was less gay. I don't know how a black backpack can be gay, but I guess just from owning it, the gay transferred to the backpack, maybe. But that was the reason that the kids gave that locked me in the bathroom for 3 hours. And being a nerdy kind of kid, I was mostly worried about missing 3 hours of class. And it can be really hard. I remember having really hard days where I just locked myself in my bedroom as soon as I got home from school and tried to pretend that the rest of my life didn't exist and I would never have to go anywhere outside of my bedroom. But try to remember that it's 4 years, 5 years, maybe if you don't do well in high school. And then it's over. And then you get to be an adult and have an awesome life however you choose.
Well, for me, it got better once I got out of high school. I went into the Marines right after high school because I felt that was the best way to man up. Plus, they had the best uniforms. And so, once I was probably my second year into the Marines, and I actually was honest with myself and then began to be honest with my friends, that's when it got to be better. Because what I'd actually done was prepared myself for the fact that everybody I knew was going to be turning their backs on me as soon as I came out. I prepared myself for that, and then I started to tell my friends, and I think the most extreme response was, huh, okay, and that was that. My mom took it mostly okay. She told me she needed to smoke a cigarette and call me back, but after a little bit of crying, eventually she got over it, and from there I hadn't felt better. And eventually, when I got out of the Marines, after trying, career to career, I stumbled across the party where I met Aramis, and now we're
10 years ago.
10 years, and so yeah, that definitely made things better. And even if you don't have somebody in your life, the fact that you are able to choose your family after high school and your circle of friends becomes your family makes a big enough difference.
Yeah, I would say my family is, I'm Cuban. I was born in Miami, lived there most of my life. Come from a very, very Catholic family, and that was really rough. My mom kind of lost it. I thought, because I was always really, really close to my mom, that she would be okay, and my dad, very macho Cuban guy, was going to have an issue. And it really turned out to be the opposite. My dad said, this isn't a life that I would wish for anybody, but, if this is what you are, there's nothing we can do about that, so, let's get through this together, and that really surprised me. My mom went pretty mental. She started doing crazy Catholic stuff and praying the rosary all the time, and it was hard to come to terms with the fact that somebody that I had been that close with just couldn't deal, and still can't deal, and that's unfortunate. To be totally level with you guys, a lot of my life is really awesome. I mean, I love my friends, most of my family, my sisters, my brother, my dad, love me. They love Paul. My nieces and nephews love seeing us and hanging out with us, and they're always asking to sleep over. But my mom just still can't deal with it, and that may happen to you. You may have, a friend or a relative that can't deal and maybe will never deal, but it's so small of a chance that that's going to happen, and it's going to be very few people.
After 10 years, I'm still that boy.
It will definitely get better, I promise you. Once you're out of high school, college, I came out to my friends probably about a year and a half after I was in college, and it was the hardest thing that I ever did. For sure, I just knew every single friend that I've ever had since high school is never going to want to talk to me again. My family is never going to want to talk to me again. I knew that. I had accepted it. And that didn't turn out to happen. I mean, one person decided, and it's not that my mom won't talk to me, she just decided, I can't deal with this part of your life. So it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be.
And remember, even if you don't get, the parade and everybody is happy for you, and you do have a lot of people in your life that turn against you, it doesn't matter. You don't have to see those people every day. You get to choose. So no matter how bad it gets, or when you're in your room and you're crying yourself to sleep and you're, I listen to my music. I can't tell you how many times I listen to Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. And today I actually think that song's a little silly just because it doesn't mean what it doesn't mean what it used to anymore. But back then, that was my lifeline, and so you may be there too. And just know that if you give up, they win, and you don't want that to happen. You need to show them everything that you're capable of, because you can go on to do great things, and you're going to have so much fun, and your life is going to be awesome.
I mean, it sounds silly to say, oh, it's high school, it's just 4 years, and then everything's awesome and your life will be wonderful. There's definitely going to be hard parts, and 4 years seems super huge when you have to live through 4 years of hell. But I promise you it will be amazing once that's over and you can start making your own choices about where you spend your time, the people that you do things with, what you do. I remember after we had been going out for about a year, we went to Gay Days in Disney World, and it felt so nice to be somewhere where we didn't feel like we were the weirdos. We were just, hanging out with our friends and meeting a bunch of new gay people, and it's like we're at Disney World, and it's okay. And there's nothing strange. It took me a long time to realize there's nothing strange about us. I mean, I play video games, we play video games together all the time, we read comic books, I work at the library, he works at the library, I'm getting my master's degree in library science. I mean, you don't have to become an interior decorator if you don't want to. Being gay is not who you are. It's a huge part of who you are, but it's not who you are. You're more than that. So don't let people reduce you to just that, like, oh, you're gay, and so you're a horrible person. That's just one aspect of who you are. So, embrace the wholeness of yourself.
It gets better.
It gets better.